She was talking about Denzel the whole time, and I didn't chime in, but I wanted to say something the whole time she was talking. I was like, you know what, it's all about staying in there. You gotta suffer, right? You gotta sit in there and suffer. That's the problem. This generation, they don't know about suffering. They don't suffer. They don't have it inside. They don't get it inside. You know what? They get it from YouTube and Instagram, huh?
I came up with Swerve in the corner, whoa.
Nah, I came that in the garage game.
Yeah?
Yeah, like 3 a.m.
I thought you almost swerved and hit the corner. It was like,
I did
whoa.
That, yeah, that's where I got the lyrics from. I just think it's started jig.
But wait, you came up with the song in the garage?
Yeah, I was just put on some beats and stuff.
Who made that beat, by the way?
Some UK, bro. Like some random, like...
You found it online?
He a young kid. No, I know one of my homies back home tapped me in with him. I just tapped in. He from the UK, though. I didn't know all that.
And you've been rocking with him since then?
Yeah, I put him on. I said, yeah, he good. He taken care of for real.
Yeah, off that one record, of course.
Yeah.
Last time I saw you, you were not a global rap star. No. So I want to hear about the transition.
Because I want to tell you how it felt to us.
Yes.
You were playing ball, and 10 days later, you were signed to Def Jam. You were performing at NBA All-Star.
Yes. Rolling Loud. Everything.
Yeah, like how'd that happen?
In the garage? I wrote the song in the garage for sure, but I always been writing music. Like, it wasn't no, like, quick transition. Like, even when I hooped my whole life, my main was basketball, but outside of that, I write for fun. Like, I freestyle. I had like 20-something cousins. We all be around freestyling. So I was damn near like building my craft without even knowing, but when it was time to switch over, it was easy.
When you were hooping, you wanted to be a rapper more?
No, hell no. I wanted to be in the league.
You loved it?
With my brothers, yeah.
With your brothers, you'd rather be in the you'd much rather be in the league than your career you got now.
See, I can't say that though, cause like I feel like that blocked certain blessings from happening, cause the way people talk. But no, like I live in the moment for sure. So I indulge in all this. That I just feel like that's how my life had to be.
Yeah.
Cause it wasn't the same as my brother.
Yeah, it's just
really
different.
Understand that idea that you can be an athlete and be an artist at the same time. When I'm acting and I'm working on my shows, like for months and months at a time, I really do tap into that athletic sense that I had, like that kind of training mindset, that kind of focus, that kind of, setup that you have to have as an athlete. It really does translate into art and music and acting. I really relate to that.
Yeah, it helps. I mean, the transition, like they're similar, but I feel like from a real standpoint, you can't do both. Like, you can't be in the NBA and be a top-notch rapper or vice versa.
Yeah.
Cause it's just, like you probably could, like physically you probably could, but in real life you're not.
It takes
it's too much.
Yeah.
Did Shaq do that?
You gotta put in your full time though. Shaq champion. When I look at Shaq, I'm not like, oh, that's a rapper. Right. I'm not looking at Shaq like that's a legend on the court.
Yes.
So that's what I mean by that. Like, it's one. You're gonna have to pick one.
And when you put your record out, were you like, oh, I'm still a hooper, I'm just throwing this out to see what happened? Or were you like, no, I'm about to be a rapper? Had you made the clean break, like, okay, I'm done hooping, I'm about to be a rapper? Or were you like, I'm hooping, I'm gonna put this song out and see what happened?
Yeah, that's what happened. I was hooping. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't know I was gonna put the song out. I didn't know I was gonna rap, bro. I told Neon. Well, Neon asked me, can I hear some? Because I told him I rap, and he was like, yeah, put something on. I'm like, all right, this is what I've been listening to. Here, let me tap in. And then, damn, the next morning, like, they blew it. They was like, yo, you need to drop more music. Like, what are you doing? So I started like looking at it, and a lot of labels hit me up. So I got like a little team together or something, and then we talked to the labels, and then all that.
What did your family like go? Like your brothers, your dad?
My brothers,
your mom,
for sure.
Like, go.
Like with my real, like the way I'm living, my brothers tap in with me the most, because I talk to them day to day.
Of course.
Like, my older brother was like, he's like, the hoop ain't going like that. You gotta, at the end of the day, you gotta live. Like, you're a grown man.
Of course.
He's like, figure that out. So
And it is wild to hear that, because if you think about like everyone else's career, like you audition for something,
Yeah.
or you get a tape, or you do your thing, you're like having fun,
And throw some out on the side.
and it's like, oh, this is hitting. To Matt's point, oh, I gotta pivot and go see what I got here,
Yeah.
right? Like
I was so
in real
like
time.
basketball driven. I didn't even think of music like as a career. I'm like, I used to tell I'm gonna be in the NBA game. Like, that's how I grew up. But yeah, that happened recently. Then I start thinking. Then I'm listening to my old, and I'm like, damn, I could have been doing music. You know?
This is
Are
right.
you comfortable yet with like I'm doing this and I'm not hooping no more to be a professional? Have you? Because that's not easy. Like I was never as good as you or your brothers, but I played college basketball and like I still sometimes like damn when I stopped to start working. Like I'd be thinking like I miss basketball still. Like I want to go to practice, but you have to move on. But you do have to get comfortable with it.
Yeah. I won't let myself like get like that. That's all I wanted to say. Like yeah, I do music. That's my job. Like that's my main way of living. But I still hoop. Like I play against NBA players on my off time. So I was like, I'm not weak, and I'm competitive as hell. So if like I'm a hoop, I gotta be one of the coldest hooping. I don't want to be just a little decoy on the court or something, you know?
Yeah, of course.
I'm like one of these to look at the court and be like, damn, cutting up. So that's how I be moving.
You still work out like?
Yeah, still. I got in that little accident or something recently, but yeah, I work out for the most part. Like,
it's amazing how internet like changed. I was reading about your story. That's kind of how you bubbled too, right? You put the Barack Obama.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was my page started popping because Nas, Jay-Z, and 50 Cent were supposed to do this thing called the Empire State of Mind remix, and I heard about it, so I did it.
As all three of them.
As all three of them.
I need to see it.
And then people just came to my page like, what is this BS? But his other videos are good. You know what I mean?
Got it.
So I just built a fan base off of that. But
you wrote in each one of
absolutely.
them's voice?
Absolutely. I was rapping before I started doing comedy.
Oh, wow.
To go back to you're a multi-talented person, but it's not as uncommon today as it probably would have been viewed like 30 years ago, where you have to stay in one lane.
Yeah.
I'll even take it a step further. You look at people like Jamie Foxx, you look at Keke Palmer, you look at even Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy does music. I mean, Eddie Murphy, he's stand-up, he's good at acting. You look at Jamie Foxx, music, stand-up, acting, cartoon, whatever he wants to do. Hosting as well, Jamie Foxx, Keke Palmer. You can do it, but it's not viewed as taboo anymore. It's like, it's not off limits. You can go, if you're good at it, just do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I started rapping. And
you didn't want to be a comedian. You just was like, I'm gonna impersonate these guys.
That's exactly what happened. And I was like, oh snap! Well, people laughing. Okay, cool. I did this Cameron Dipset impersonation that like blew up on the internet, got me to London.
But have you been like impersonator, like doing that since a kid?
Since I was 6.
Since you were 6.
Yeah, my first one was a white man. Yeah, it was Gilbert Gottfried. That was my first impression.
Really?
Yeah. It was, I'm mountain, now it's a little different because, I've gone through puberty and things have dropped. But, as a kid, I was spot on. You know what I mean?
Who's your favorite one to do?
I really don't have a favorite person to impersonate. I like doing the ones that people don't expect me to do. Because, when I go on like Jennifer Hudson, or I go on Jimmy Fallon or whatever, they'll have a list of people. They'll be like, all right, we want you to do this.
Yes.
And I'll be like, all right, that's cool. But let's go left field. Let me do Trick Daddy or something.
Yeah, of course,
you know what I mean? Yeah, Trick love the kid, I don't know, eat my butt, When I heard that, I just remember, and then shout out to Trick, I'm not dissing him. I just remember the video, Thug Holiday, when he was in the water. And the water was gray. Y'all don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
The water was gray. He was in my third holiday. Get mad. And he was in there in no pants, nothing in there, but it was gray water. like.
That reminds me, have you ever been caught up in rap beef as a comedian doing rap?
Oh,
I don't like how he did me. What's up with you, partner?
Haven't not. You know what, man? Everybody loves it. You know what I'm saying?
Because imitation is the
flattery,
highest form.
Like, you look at Jay-Z, he calls me fake Jay-Z when he sees me. Yo, what up, fake Jay-Z? yeah. yeah, you the one that doesn't have as much money, you know. Like,
Crazy impression. It's so good.
yeah, nobody has a problem with me impersonating them. Only the sports figures, one person, but that was back then, and I could see why.
When this is before you, back then, meaning back when, just like
Back on when I was on SNL.
Oh, you did it on SNL.
I did this. I impersonated Mr. Shannon Sharp, but I didn't do it as good. I did the little stuttering thing. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
So when I refined the impersonation and I kind of brought it back, that's when people were like, yep, because at first you did not sound like me. At first I couldn't believe it. I said, I don't know who the hell he's doing, but that is not me. That can't be me. That can't be me. But now it's just like, he's just like, nah, you good now. You know,
So he was pissed at first.
He was pissed at first. And I mean, I wasn't as big as I am now. I lift weights. I take this off. I'm Black Panther, but you know.
But do you rap anymore?
Yeah.
You still rap?
As a matter of fact, I got a project that I'm dropping called The Odyssey. That's dope. It's like funk rap. You feel me? And
That's.
And it's.
How long you been working on it?
Actually, I did it last year, but there's so many different things we're doing to it. So it hasn't come out yet, but it's about to.
That's just gonna say featuring Nas, and we're all gonna be like, did he get Nas?
You got the real
How did you get that?
Bro. You be in there putting your own features together. That nigga impersonating.
Here's the thing,
Brought
though.
to you by AI.
I did a project like that in
That's crazy.
2020.
What
I did
was
a
it?
project called Spitting Image. It was me rapping as myself with me doing impersonations of other rappers. So you got me featuring 50 Cent. You got, okay, let me put that name first. I'm not the bigger rapper.
50 Cent
okay,
featuring.
Jay-Z featuring Jay Pharoah. You got T.I. featuring Jay Pharoah. And it was all me. And
I gotta hear this.
That was before the big AI surge came.
Let me ask you, do you have to clear that?
No, I mean, I'm
you.
sure I did, but
No, that's a good question.
right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's your
No,
own
so what's the
voice.
thing?
It's your rap.
No, you can't. I don't think you can trademark the sound of your voice. It's just a sound.
That's the problem with AI.
That's the actual question. With
yeah,
AI.
it's like the big legal crux of it. Hi, by the way.
I know.
Yeah, I'm the lawyer
What do
actually.
you think? Give us your point of view on this topic.
Yeah, I've been researching this a lot. I'm actually going to defend Jay in court when this new project comes out. I think that's the crux of the issue with AI is you can't really sue. So I think what they landed on is the issue is like who's performing it. So if I'm remembering, I think some of the platforms changed it that they won't monetize if a human didn't perform it. I don't know how they can prove that, but I think it's like artistic interpretation. Correct. So if you're no one can sue you for hey.
Because you can trademark a melody, of course. In the
Yeah.
song, like the sound that
Jingle, yep.
Because remember, like, it's weird to think about, but when I'm speaking, I'm saying the word speaking. I'm just making sounds. You just know that sound means the word speaking.
Yeah.
So, but I don't have a trademark on the sound of my voice. No one has a trademark on like A, B, C, D. So if he's doing anyone's voice, just making a sound, they don't own that sound. You can trademark words put together in a certain way.
I think but
Now I'm looking at, we're all looking at you.
and as a lawyer,
Like, brother, after the show.
And I got you if you were gonna do some AI stuff. I'll take care of you, man. Yeah.
Speaking of AI, are we scared of AI? Are we uncertain of it? Are we using it for good?
We got to learn a lot more about it.
Okay.
And I think that's true for most actors. I mean, we're all scared of it. I mean,
I think you guys are good.
right?
So
Really?
good.
I do.
I think all of you are good. Anyone in the human business, like, it's just a matter of can you be replaced? You can't.
Yeah.
I will never replace comedy, rap,
A barber.
Barber. No,
barber,
that's
Yeah.
true.
Say
That's
that
true.
now.
basketball players. Like, I don't think writers may have an issue,
Yeah.
but the people on camera, AI can't replace.
I don't think you'll be able to replace like really good actors because I think a lot of people think it's kind of an intellectual pursuit, but acting really is like talking about being an athlete. Acting really is in the body. Like you know how to do your line, or at least I do. If you're a good actor, you are tapped fully into all of the brains that are in your body, and very, very little you tap from up here. So I think it's going to be really hard to replace actors, but I do have a bit of anxiety about it. Just in hearing you, Jay, like imitate voices, because I do know that someone's voice is their fingerprint.
Yeah, Jay's
in a
listening to
lot
all of
ways.
us right now. And
I know. It's very odd.
Don't say too much. He's remembering all of it, bro.
He's doing a Swerve remix.
It's done already.
Hey, I'm not flaming, bro. You know. Hard. I like hearing that, bro.
But when you talk about acting as like in your body, to
Yeah.
the point, is it the same when you do film, television, and Broadway? Is it the same going back and forth, or is it different?
I mean, for me, it's the same. It doesn't matter if I'm doing film or TV or theater. I mean, obviously, theater is a much bigger stage. So
And you have live feedback.
you're looking, yeah, exactly, and you have the whole stage to work. With a camera, you're only here, right? So this is your whole stage, and so it becomes a kind of a, you have to understand the canvas that you can paint on, I guess, is for a lack of a better way to say it. But yeah, no, I feel like it's all still in my body, and I feel like the best actors are tap into what is a universal language, which is body language. It's not even here. Like, you can tell what someone is thinking by seeing their eyes or the way their body is moving more than what they're actually saying.
Which is the most challenging to you
Which out
in
of
terms
the
of TV, film?
I think it depends upon the character and the collaborators and the story, but I think the pinnacle, I would agree with Denzel Washington when he says that the stage is the pinnacle of what an actor has to do.
People always say that.
It is, because you're like you're saying, you're getting that feedback immediately from the audience, but also it's an actor's world. You know, the director goes, the writer goes, and you're in charge of the whole. And
Sure,
it's
there's no cut there.
there's
Well,
no
that's why I
cut.
always say that's when, to me, that's when an actor is most comparable to an athlete, to her point.
100%.
When an athlete goes in the field, I don't know how much you've practiced, what the coaches told you. The
Coaching,
coach
game
cannot come
plan.
on the field.
Yeah.
The game plan can't come on the field. It's just you and your teammates. And that's why, like, if you look at the 100 biggest television shows last year, 90 of them, or 95, are sporting events. It's the last place that you can watch. It plays out in front of you. It's
Right.
weird.
You don't know what the
Like,
image
they
is gonna
walk
be.
in, you have no idea what's about to happen. They don't know what's about to happen. You're nervous. Sometimes I watch sporting events, especially with boxing. I'm like nervous. I'm like, I don't know neither one of these people. Why am I?
Yeah.
It just gives you this
Right.
sense of you don't know an outcome in a human is, and the stage, you do know there's a script, but the writer's not there, the director, like film and television, there's a cut, and the writer comes on and try this line. Actor, at that point, you are most like an athlete.
Yeah, but it's similar to an athlete. Once you get in the flow,
You just roll.
you don't even, if I'm in the flow, it doesn't matter what the line is there. Do you know, the behavior is there.
Do you forget the audience is there?
Completely.
That's
In
it.
fact, if the audience is talking or laughing, it's almost annoying to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like living life. You know what I mean? Like, it's even irritating.
Yeah.
And so when you get in the flow, the best part would then be to get, I don't know if this is true for you, but when you get in the jet stream and you can feel.
What does that mean?
You go from flow to jet stream, that's when you are flying above your
Got it.
body. Do you know, you're actually just.
Like, you can't feel or see outside.
No, right. You know what I'm talking about,
I'll do
right?
that, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't even see the crowd when I'm hooping or if I'm rapping.
And I think the best athletes, I'm talking about Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, you know, when they get in there and you're seeing them do the
zone,
thing,
yeah.
and oh my God, it's like the zone. You see them in it, you're like, they're at another level. And if you can stay at that level,
Of course.
yeah, that's mastered.
That's
I
definitely.
want to go to our attorney here.
Okay.
a resident.
Yeah.
For you, which discipline? I mean, you're obviously, comedy, content, music,
I've done a lot,
stand
man.
up. Like, which is the most challenging discipline for you?
This is a deep one, man. For me personally, it's weird because I think my mindset about entertainment is in a good way and a bad way. Sometimes I've always looked at it just like a job, because I didn't, as much as I would have liked to have been in entertainment, I didn't grow up in a family where someone knew someone or someone could even like educate me on that. So when I got in entertainment, it was kind of like happenstance, and so I've always kind of like taken it as it's been available to me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, kind of like you guys, like I grew up with my friends and we made music, and I'm not gonna say I was a rapper, I definitely tried.
But you definitely rap.
Yeah, I definitely rapped, and I have in past, but
You were on Jay's album 3 albums ago. You
yeah,
just
yeah,
don't know it
yeah,
yet,
yeah,
but
yeah. I think what's been the most difficult is I'm very like grateful for how I've been able to kind of come up, but I think the tougher part that I'm starting to crack open is like I guess what is my voice in all of it? Because there's a lot that I've done, and when the feedback's there, sometimes it's easy to just kind of keep churning it out, and you don't have to think too much about how you feel about it or what you believe. But I think this naturally comes with age. So I think the thing that's been hardest is now that I'm like a little bit older, now I like get in my head about, well, when I tell these jokes, like how do I feel about them? And I think when you're younger, like you're just getting after it. So I think that's been tougher now.
You got more of a conscious.
You consider
Yeah.
how you feel or how people are gonna feel?
I think how I feel. I think before, it was more about the feedback. Like they love it, I'm gonna keep doing it. But now, I definitely take more time to.
Have you ever had a joke that was, you knew, like this is really good, but I don't like the way I feel about it, so I'm gonna cut it?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, definitely.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you'll sacrifice a good joke if you're like, I don't like the way. And what about it? Like, what did you feel? Did it make you sad? Like, did it give you?
I mean, I would say I'm pretty young relative to most stand-ups. Like my total time in it, I would say is like maybe about 8 to 10 years, like structurally.
Oh, you're a sperm. No.
Yeah. I mean, but I mean, you know. I mean,
I'm playing, man.
but yeah. My tail is in the back of the couch. No, I think I think at least for me, and I think a lot of comics, they feel this way in general. If you say something and it works too well, sometimes I think there's this feeling where you're going, maybe it's just structurally there, but maybe it's not authentic to me, or maybe I'm just saying it because it is getting the laugh. And it's a weird thing that's hard to describe, but I think I'm not unique in this. I think a lot of comedians like feel this way about their jokes sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel the same way?
No, absolutely. When you do develop a moral compass, it's not just, oh, I'm saying it to say it. You
Yeah.
want to have feeling behind everything that you're saying, because you don't want to just be up there. You want to leave them. You want to leave them with something so they'll always remember you. So I know exactly what you mean, bro.
So is there skits you ever look back on SNL and you're like, I don't like how I feel about that? Like, I wish I didn't do that.
Skits go well. I didn't, I got skits on, man, but, not as many as I wanted. So.
But everybody would say that, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was. We were talking about SNL's. For anyone who's never seen, it's super competitive.
You know what? Now, understanding him way more, all of the Kanye skits that we did, like the Kim Ye skits, even though they were funny at the time, they painted him to look crazy. And he's not crazy. He was just, this is a man who was struggling with mental problems, who was trying to get it all under wraps because he did lose his mom, and that was something else that made him snap. So now when I look back at it and all the things that were written that I was saying, I was like, man, we shouldn't have done that. But and now the conversation with Kanye comes in when he was like, yeah, bro, like, you got a mouthpiece, bro, and like, people are gonna listen to you. So I just want to like tell you where I came from, bro. Like, both my parents were Black Panthers, bro. Like, I got nominated for 22 Grammys and I only won 21, bro. Like, but the conversation was, now that you're the face, you have a lot of influence. So what you say, there's somebody that looks up to you that's gonna take that mindset. So watch what you're saying about people, because folks aren't, like, Kanye's not crazy, he's misunderstood. I will say that. And he's a genius. He's freaking genius.
Like,
Yeah.
when let's say you go viral, for you two, all four of y'all, all three of y'all. Nah.
Hey, look, listen, y'all better put some respect on my name. All three of y'all. Listen, I ain't gonna say it no more.
Like, let's say when you do go viral, right? Do you continue to give them what they want, or do you kind of like try to protect some type of aspect of your personal life too?
Good.
I mean, I think it's different because with music, like when your record blew up, especially in music, when you have like a track that goes crazy like that, I think your phone is probably blowing up, like get in and make something else. But I think it's like kind of exciting. Whereas I think sometimes with comedy, it's easy to overthink. I mean, I guess it applies to both, but I think music, it has this more tangible thing of like feeling, like what feels good, versus like comedy, I think you can get a little bit in your head about. Like I think music, people always say, just like say what you feel. And comedy, like it's easy to get caught up in like, well, if I say this, I might come across this way, and you might over-intellectualize it a bit. I could be projecting as well, but I think they're, I don't know, I feel like they're different. I don't know. I don't know if you feel that way, but.
What about you, Jeff?
I'll be saying what I want for real.
Yeah.
Majority of the time, I'll worry about what I'm feeling. Or,
And see, that's why he's a rapper, because he's
Yeah,
how
like
cool
he's-
that was. He's got, like, see, as a comic, like, I would say, I might be in a green room going, I'm gonna say what I feel, and I'll go bomb for 15 minutes, and I'll come back in the green room like, maybe I'll get a job.
saying that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I might go back and like touch something up, but even then, like, I might say some more wild on top of that
Right.
and just put it in there. But like, yeah, I don't know. That's all me for real in the flesh. Like you said, those different with music. I
Yeah.
feel like with comedy, you could probably go back and touch up your jokes or
Yeah, that's
go
another
a certain
thing.
way about things.
Yeah.
But in there, like, it's all on the fly. Like, I'm just saying, and then if
Yeah.
I want to touch it up, I could. If I want to leave it, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Jay, I want to ask you, SNL,
Yeah.
at least from a fan's perspective, is the NBA, right?
Absolutely.
It's like it's the Mount Rushmore of, comedy. You reaching that level and having success there, and then leaving there, I think in other fields, if she goes and stars in a blockbuster, in theory, it should make it easier for her to get the next role or more opportunities to come her way. That wasn't necessarily your experience post SNL. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, well, of course, White Famous that was fun. That was the first gig I got off of the show. Matter of fact, my transition leaving the show, I got that show. And that was 2017. Champagne Hill 2018, where I played a rapper up there. And then 2019, you just got movies. I mean, there wasn't a lot of, oh yeah, bop, 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 I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. For me, it was more of a strategic turn. Like, okay, I'm trying to pick things that are going to last, things that are going to put me in a better light, to be seen more than just an impressionist. Like, I did a movie with Steven Soderbergh called Unsane. Totally different character. I play this undercover guy who's trying to, undercover reporter who's trying to get all this information about the psych ward, and he ends up spoiling, because I know y'all ain't gonna watch it, dying. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Hey, man,
I ain't gonna watch
hey,
it.
you know what? I'll be honest with you. I done died in a lot of movies. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, Tim Story sent me that black in his script. I said, okay, where else? So I'm just on these pages. So I die. Okay, cool. It's gonna be big, dog. I said, all right, cool. Whatever. That's my Tim impression. But it wasn't like it wasn't a Eddie Murphy where it's like, oh, I got my 48 hours and all of that, which I feel like with the evolution of Hollywood now, those type of roles, you kind of have to create them yourself.
I would say they don't exist.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, obviously Eddie is
He's a phenomenon, though.
one. He is, like, when it comes to
One of a
comedy.
kind.
I mean, he had Beverly Hills Cop he had 2 franchises, 3, 4. Not even fast. I mean, but right off, he had. Comedy franchises don't exist that way anymore.
Nah,
He
there's
had action comedy franchises. Like, I would say the 3 people with the best franchises right away were
Chris Tucker.
not just comedy. I'm going broader.
Okay.
Stallone
Okay.
was Rocky and John Rambo at the same time.
He did do that at the same time.
Same damn time.
Schwarzenegger?
And Eddie. Schwarzenegger didn't have 2 at the same time. He had Terminator.
And
Predator
And the mayor. at the
wasn't
same
really
time.
his.
I'm with you.
Stallone was Rocky and Rambo at the same damn
I
time.
think Eddie had even more, though. He had 48 hours. He had.
But I'm saying at the same time,
The same time, yes.
which is insane to
It's
think
crazy.
about. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, look at Will Smith.
He had,
Look at all his different.
sure.
Look at the different. Like he figured out the formula as far as his star in Hollywood was science mixed with action and comedy.
He played, I always says, Will Smith, in every movie, he plays one of 2 guys. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that's just Mike Lowry grew up, is the same character as Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
You say that now, that makes total sense.
It's the same
I'm
guy
sure
in Men in Black. That's his character. And Hitch is Mike Lowry just not being a cop. When he plays
that's-
Hitch.
yeah, that's
I forgot
real.
his name. or it's iRobot, I Am Legend, the science fiction, Alone, Saving the Planet.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks has a version of the same thing, but Will just stayed those two guys, and he made monster smashes.
But I do feel like now the apparatus has changed as far as searching goes for comedy and comedy stars. So where you have different avenues, like you have your TikToks, you got your Instagrams and all that,
Right.
you have folks who put themselves out there. Whereas before, there wasn't all of those different outlets to put yourself out there like that.
Correct.
Now, it's like create your own opportunities. Like I'm about to star in this movie that I'm producing right now. It's an action comedy. What took so long? All right, we're finally getting it together. But that's nobody coming to me with it.
Yeah.
That's me getting the things together. You get the writer, get the director, you know. Even though, okay, the script was brought to me by a friend. However, it's a movie that I'm producing, and you know, I'm probably gonna be doing some directing on, you know, you writing with the script. So create your own, because a series could last. It could go for 5 seasons. It could go for 3. You don't know.
Yeah.
My season, or one season on White Famous with Jamie Foxx, which was, I thought that was gonna be the springboard.
Yeah.
I'll give you something. That show came out the same time Snowfall did. And it's like, Snowfall just ended.
Yeah.
Like, White Famous should have had that run too. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have to struggle so hard to try to get these Black Panther roles.
It's wild to hear almost like the anxiety you have, and like you're in a role,
Oh, absolutely.
a successful role, something you're proud of, something you think has the opportunity. Do you always have your eye on like the next project, the next opportunity? Am I piloting this thing right to set me up for the thing, or are you just in the moment that role?
No, for me, I think you've got to be in the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think that, as an actor and as an artist, there's a flow that you get into, but also, my experience is in your career, there's a flow, right? And when you're in the right place and you're staying open, then opportunities come to you, and they're always the right ones. But I'm unique as an actor in that I don't feel the anxiety. I don't get caught up in it. I don't believe in lack. I don't believe in scarcity. I feel like there's enough for everybody.
You give that energy off, by the way.
Yeah, I genuinely
do?
believe that. I think that, I was raised by people that, lived through Jim Crow and cross up and migrated up. And so I just believe in that manifestation energy very, very deeply. And I think it has been the reason why I have the people who come to me and I have the opportunities that I have. I think it's so important, but especially important if you're an artist, if you're a creator.
This is what our show is all about. Real conversations with an amazing group of people. You could be at your local barbershop or your local Starbucks. It's all about the stories, the energy. So go get yourself a drink, order a coffee, tea, whatever you prefer. We've got a lot more to get to.
I think you learned something that I didn't learn until I got older. Because when you're younger, time is, you haven't been on the earth that long, so time is quicker. You like, I gotta get this, I gotta get this, I gotta get this. But that lesson was to sit in the accomplishments. Whereas I used to
What do you mean by that, Jay?
Sit in the accomplishments means like, once you get something big, don't be like, okay, what's the next thing?
That's what you're saying. Like, stay in the-
what I'm saying.
Stay in it.
Yeah, stay in the
Or even stay in the discomfort.
Yeah, that's
Just
something
sit
too.
in that, when is the next thing gonna come? Like that, what August Wilson calls the kiln.
Anxiety.
The anxiety. Just sit in it. Just marinate in that. The kiln, the artist gets fired in, is what August Wilson calls it. And I believe in it. Just let that get hot.
So then when you do get a good look, you'll kill it.
100%.
Fire.
You never
fire.
have to
Yeah.
get ready because you're ready. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that is a, you're talking about it from a perspective of an artist, but it's also just a human thing that, like, I always tell people, we were talking about it earlier, like your nervous system is just like your muscular system. You can train it. You can literally train your nervous system, but the way you train your nervous system is to actually subject yourself to discomfort. Us as humans, just naturally, our whole life is built on comfort. You can adjust the temperature in your car. You can adjust the temperature in your house. You can adjust, we put on clothes, we get warm. You eat what you like. You don't eat what you don't like. You hang around people. Everything about human is just natural. You don't even have to think about it. We're always seeking comfort. But to your point, you actually have to seek some discomfort
Yeah.
to train your nervous system so that if an alarm went off right now, it's like some people would actually be calm in it and go, okay, guys, here's what we're gonna do, line up, da da da. And some people would be,
Yeah.
because their nervous system is not trained.
haywire.
And you can train it by, when you say sitting in discomfort, it's funny. You know the first thing I thought about? Is like I take a cold plunge in the morning.
Oh yeah, cold
That's,
plunges.
it's very,
Oh my
and it's
God.
never, ever, ever comfortable.
It's always
I've been
brand
doing
new.
it for 2 years. It sucks every time.
Every time.
But I notice when I get in, the first, it's now like 30 to 45 seconds, I'm like, and then my body, I can feel my nervous system going, okay, this is what we're doing. And it just
Right.
calms into it. And then I
Right.
can last for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But you have to subject yourself to and I'm sure you get that in life or in acting or roles. You gotta go do something that's not necessarily always comfortable because it
Even
helps
as an athlete too. 'cause you're
athletes,
building the
athletes, by the
training.
way,
Yeah.
when you're an athlete, you have no choice because, like when I was in college, our coach for 6 weeks when we were doing conditioning, every Friday at 5 a.m. we were on. It wouldn't be light outside yet. Dressed and ready on the line. We got to all run a mile, and he would give us all times, and it was sucked and uncomfortable every time. But an athlete is hardened to you just keep going and doing the uncomfortable thing. You don't even know. Sometimes you lose track of why. It's just like, I think I still love it, but it's also what coaches do. It quickly susses out who really loves this and wants to
100%.
be here and who doesn't.
And even take it a step further, remember the dinner we had with Lance Armstrong that time? And he was talking about how on the fork of his bike, he has one word, it's suffer. And he was saying that when you're going through discomfort, whether it's in sports or life, something your brain tells you, we don't want to do this, let's get out of here. Like, let's stop. Let's stop running as hard, whatever. He goes, you need to trick your mind into saying, no, that's the state we want to get in, because that's where the good happens, what you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
So when you're suffering, you're literally telling yourself
that shit
now,
nice.
oh, this is exactly what we're
Say?
supposed to be.
I
Yeah.
like what you're
Well,
saying.
condition-
bro.
your
Yeah,
mind to that.
it's a word.
I'm in.
You're an athlete, so you know it. But I cycle a lot. Every day when we go out for our ride, our groups, we go, all right, guys, we ready to suffer? Let's go suffer.
Let's go climb.
I'm saying beyond athlete, music, all that, even, cause my pops was like that. Told me from a young age. That's how I thought about things.
At what age did he start with that? With y'all?
Let me say, at 7, 8 years old, doing pull-ups and all this. I was always ahead in everything we did. But like you said, you kind of gotta want to suffer or do this. They don't want to do. When I was little, I used to love that. My pops be making niggas throw up. We running the hill, he be like, we doing 16, it's 115 degrees. They get to 6, they breathing, crying, the kids my dad used to train. I was just I know how to trick my mind. I learned that early. I used to be laughing and I'll dance down the hill. Y'all about to throw up? Yeah.
That's because
Throw
he
up,
his
man.
son.
I used to cut up like that. I used to try to trick my mind a lot. I'm doing shit people will not do. They don't want to do that.
You like to suffer. That's what I'm saying. Athletes,
But I know what you're saying though.
yeah, athletes, it's weird. It's since a kid, I played sports since a kid, you just get very comfortable with going and first off, I'm being uncomfortable because this coach about to be screaming. My high school coach was a yeller and a screamer. He gonna make us run. He gonna tell us we're not doing it right. And so you get this shell. If you talk to a lot of big companies, they will tell you they love certain roles. They love hiring former athletes because there's a certain kind of callus that you get as an athlete from exactly what you're saying. How have you used that now into your music career? Have you that mindset? How does it translate?
It translates good too for the music, cause I'm hearing stuff every day with music, but I'm aware of that. You not gonna hear what you want to hear. They gonna say you your music weak. Stop putting this shit out. Go hoop. I see it, but at the end of the day, it's love too. So I'm in tune with myself, and it's helping. So it's I'm not gonna block myself off because of what I'm hearing from all the outside. That's why I say I just get in that mode. Man, I know what I'm about. So let me go ahead and make this music how I know how to make it. Then if it's gonna rock, it's gonna rock. That's how I usually push it out.
But
If
no,
you don't
you-
like it, it's cool.
You don't have a coach, right, per se.
No one pushing you.
How do you put yourself, exactly, how do you put yourself in those situations of challenging yourself and making yourself uncomfortable?
It's interesting. Well, I think to the point sitting in the kiln. That's crazy. I've never heard that.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Undisclosed
an insane
Yeah.
image. It's beautiful. But so it's funny because I've actually thought about this a lot. I read some, I don't know, like some excerpt. I don't know what it's from, but it's talking about how it's important for the human brain to have a meaningful problem to solve. And I think a lot of, I'm going to try not to get too about capitalist structure, but I think
go, you're a lawyer, bro.
Yeah, I'm a lawyer, so yeah.
Yeah, do it.
And I will be invoicing for all this. But, no, I just think like, we've heard a lot, like you get a lot of instant satisfaction, but I think even that has been just exaggerated a lot, and we're used to getting a lot of things instantly, even media, you know? I don't like this joke, swipe up. This joke is, I like this one, I'm gonna watch it again, you know? I think there's a lot that conditions us to just get what we want, when we want, however we want it. So now when people encounter a problem, I think it's that much harder to get through it because we're very used to comfort. So I think for myself, there's actually something I'm dealing with a lot lately because just had a son, granted 9 months ago. But thank you, yeah. Yeah, so I think, and I'm just in a, you know, I'm a little bit older. I'm thinking about the next steps, like what I want to do with my life. And, you know, obviously when I look at him, I'm very motivated. So in a weird way, I don't have a coach, but to the point of suffering, I think something that probably all our parents did, whether they told us or they didn't, I think the thing that escapes us a lot is they did something hard. And I think that's the hardest point. It's like very simple, but I think it's the hardest thing to communicate and transfer to the people like coming up after you. Is like, you hear life is hard, but I think that's kind of nebulous. And I think it's more about like doing something difficult, because that is life. A lot of life, you're doing things that are difficult. You're stressed out on like a day-to-day basis, right? Like you don't feel like you have enough time, that's difficult. Relationships slipping through your fingers, that's difficult. A lot of what makes us tick is having a meaningful problem, but you shouldn't run away from that. So I think to the point of sitting in the kiln, that's actually something that I've been embracing, I think, a lot more for the last year. I think as I've gotten older, I've always wanted to hit a point where I feel like, okay, I'm a man now, but I don't know when that point comes. And I actually think it's more about maturing is learning how to sit in something difficult and not being rattled, to your point, because.
But you have to train that. You have to train it. It's like any other skeletal system, you have to train it.
Yeah.
But do you also think about, as a comedian, I have a lot of friends who are comedians. I think comedy is one of the, not the greatest form of art, it's just so, it's like the purest thing. It happens in front of you, and comedians, especially stand-up, you have it's just you and a microphone.
Yeah.
And we're sat there like, make me laugh.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see you do it now.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I'm not coming, I'm gonna be pissed. So it's an art form where you have to get a callus because you're getting live feedback.
Yeah.
You know if you're doing, there's no like, put it out and let's see if it does good. You're standing there, you're like,
real time.
I'm this up, they're not laughing.
Yeah.
Real time.
But do you think about, I've had Gerard Carmichael told me, he actually does this thing where he likes to make the audience uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Do you ever consider that as when you're doing stand-up?
Yeah, for a while, I was going through a phase where I was really antagonizing the audience because that was funny to me. So I would get up and I would completely derail a show very selfishly. I might be in the middle of the show and I get up here, you know, and God bless everyone who'd ever bring me up saying like these really nice things about me. Because then I get up there and I'd be like, oh, thanks for being here. I wanted to talk about being molested. And that air right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
People are like that.
Yeah.
There are certain comedians who, and that's a skill too.
Yeah, and it's like a shitting grin I would have up there, but I had friends and stuff pull me aside, and like personal realizations where I'm like.
But you were getting satisfied out of it.
Then you start bombing and you're like, this is not good.
Yeah.
And then, then you start seeing people like thinking about their 2-drink minimum, and then then you're getting off stage and the comic after you is going like, thanks, buddy. And you're like, oh, I'm burning bridges too. Yeah. And so I think, yes, like I do like saying stuff that makes the audience uncomfortable, but I think now I'm just trying to get in that headspace of, because, a lot of great comics would talk about how they would try to dig a hole at the beginning of their set to see if they could win them back.
Yeah.
And so I think there's like a way to do that, but Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of making people uncomfortable at first, but it can't be that for 20 minutes because then,
Correct. It can be.
then they don't want
But
to
you
bring
can
you
do
in.
it at the beginning to get their attention.
Of course, yes.
No, I have a did your baby affect, you were talking about moral compass earlier.
Yeah.
Did your baby have a lot to do with changing your comedy, or do you feel like
No, I
you
say
just-
horrendous things about a
Okay,
9-month-old. You should never say, but and I love him. You know,
Is
he's
there a receipt?
yeah. I talk about pushing him back in. I definitely.
your wife loves that? Your wife is like, I hate that joke. Stop
No,
joking
my
about
wife
it.
has a horrible sense of humor too. She'll like, I'll tell her some up thing, and she's like, yeah. So, but yeah, he did change me in that, like, I've talked to comics who also have children. I really want to shout out Langston Kerman. He said something to me that's like really stuck with me. He said, I'm sensitive about how I write about my children because I don't want to start to like manifest my view of them into my material. So I think I'm more sensitive in that way, where if I'm going to joke about him, I do try to like separate from him a little bit. I don't want him to go back and think like, ooh, my dad like hate me,
Right.
But he did change me in the sense that like I'm embracing more difficult things now because I think as a father, at some point, I have to give him as much information I can as to how to do something difficult.
How to do life.
Yeah. I think, but specifically something difficult, like a task that is difficult, because I think that, to the point of training, the thing I hope I can teach him is it's not about everything being difficult, it's that this thing right now is going to be difficult and that will replicate.
By the way, send him to LeVar, baby. He's
Yeah.
gonna come back.
Well,
He's gonna be ready.
I
When he
literally-
get about
Any
4 or
sport.
5,
Any sport, bro.
LeVar will take him
I
and
literally was
everyone to
just-
him at 5 years old. Let's go.
100% where I was going. So speaking of dads,
Yeah.
and speaking of comedians, your father
Yeah.
is
Funniest guy
a
ever.
real comedian.
Yeah.
Like whether he realizes he is or not.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, like
He's a character.
him raising you three. I mean, as you guys got older, you're playing in college, I believe, and he's like, "Yeah, my 3 sons are gonna be this unapologetically. We're gonna do it our way." At any point, are you like, "Pops is wild. Pops is right. It's motivating me. I wish he'd say let." Like, what are you thinking in real time when you're coming up?
He kind of molded it early, like before I could have my own. As a baby, I thought like that. I'm saying, like telling, there's no shelter with my pops. So he's telling us, like, y'all mixed kids playing in the hood, they gonna hate you. Like, you're not gonna go on the court, be sweet, they gonna foul you hard. We playing up too, so.
Yeah.
I kind of had that mindset early, like, I go into stuff is like, with a soldier mindset, kind of. Like, I'm gonna just be the coldest in the
So
like,
playing up as they're playing against older kids.
well, yeah.
Every time, yeah.
We'll be like 12 playing 18-year-olds, probably 17-year-old. He did that with my younger brother too. That's why it's like, he just threw us in the fire early. So I say like, by the time I got old, I kind of already had a junior high, high school, I already had like a poised mindset as far as knowing what I wanted to do with my life for real. Like, I wasn't on a lot of, it just was.
I have
And
one.
I was just gonna ask one
Yeah,
quick
go ahead, go
follow-up.
ahead.
I feel like all of us here could probably say when we were 14, 15, 16, 17, we did dumb like all 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds do. Your lives were like for the world to see, right? You guys had like a reality show in high school and all those things.
Yeah.
Did it prepare you? Like,
I want people like to understand that at the end of the day, it's TV. So it's like, it's not my whole day. That might be 2 hours out the day that we acting, we doing something, we gotta hit certain things we talk about. Like, yeah, it's cool. Like, it's us, but that's like, it gets deeper than that for real as far
Just
as
a little
life
piece
goes.
of the day.
Yeah,
Little
it's
piece
like,
of it,
I mean, I could act. I mean, I could go on there and do some whole other shit and be thinking something way different, which happens a lot for real, but yeah.
It's entertainment.
It's just,
you
at the
were
end
gonna
of the
say
day,
something.
that's what he always says, entertainment. Like, have fun with that shit, bro.
I think like,
Yeah.
to me, like I'm curious, like when your song took off, and this to me would like illustrate a lot. Like, were you scared?
No, they kind of opened my mind up for real. Like, I was wondering what I was gonna do for real. I be thinking a certain way. Like, I want to live big. Like, I can't be just going through the motions in life type. So it's like, let me think about what I'm really about to do. If the hoop didn't work,
Yeah.
I ain't about to be somewhere doing something,
Yeah.
going like personally.
Yeah.
I'm not flaming that's great and all, but me personally, I'm not doing that. So
I think that to me illustrates like what a great job your dad did, because I think
Right.
that's a hard thing to transfer to a child. I feel is like what you're
He
talking about.
transferred it as kids.
You're
as
fearless.
a kid, I thought
yeah.
like that. Like, I'm not about to do no 9 to 5. But I understand. Like I respect it.
Yeah.
For whoever, to each his own type. But my pa showed me early, like, yeah, you
reminds
want to
me
do
of-
that, you got to do what you don't want to do.
It
really
reminds
cool,
me
man.
of Richard Williams, with Venus and Serena, that interview on 60 Minutes where he said, she already told you what she's about to do.
Yeah.
Let her alone. You know what I mean? And
a
that's
good movie,
she's
bro.
child. She already said it. Don't take that away. And I
Yeah.
think that's so, I mean, your father is like, reminds me so much of what Richard
Was
was.
he happy when the record blew up?
Well, oh yeah, he was excited, yeah.
He was excited?
He called me, make that, bro. He was like, how you do that? I'm like, yeah, I don't know, but I got it on me, Pastor.
And Gelo, you had like an interesting, because it's not like you were like, oh, this hoop gonna work, so I need to find
Yeah.
something else. You were still trying to hoop
I
and
was
still in it.
actively, still hooping.
You know,
NBA, G League. I was about to get in the G League, for real, before Tweaker came out.
I saw your quote about when you had to make the decision.
I think
you looked
people
at how much G
misread that,
League.
Josh.
Yeah, please speak on it a little bit.
Give me the quote because I missed it.
So he said, in the G League, I was making $3,000 a month,
Oh, yeah.
and when I got this record deal, the decision was actually really easy for me in terms of what that
Yeah.
finances of that piece looked like. So
I'm gonna stand on that because, like, I think anybody, like, put all your morals and all that down. If you going from 3 to 6K a month, you want that or you want some M's a month, you know? It's like, nigga, I'm not like, oh, I got hoop. Like, no, I'm not blocking my blessings like that.
Yeah.
I think anybody gonna make that decision. I'm not disrespecting. I done been through life where I had times I'm making 2K a month. I got kids and shit. Like, yeah, it's going away like this. And I'm not one of them dudes, I'm not asking. I get it, like, yo, your family turned up, your brothers got M's. That's my brother. I'm not hitting them up like, hey, brother, I need this, and this. Like, we all came from the same pot.
Dad, I wish Gelo was one of my cousins.
So I'm
It's like, wait a minute, what?
I'd rather you hate me for real. I don't want no fake. You don't want to throw me nothing, that's cool. Like, but I'm not asking for nothing for real. I just promote you. If you don't rock with me, don't rock. You know, I don't want to.
That's a testament to his
don't want
dad.
nothing like that.
That, I mean, like, that's like the point I love about this is like, I know a lot of people that would have the same situation as you, like they get a record and blow, and they're sitting in their house like shaking, like they don't know what to do with it. And so I think it says something that, I mean, to your credit, like you took the mindset and you're applying it, like full
Yeah,
stop.
I feel like it's up now. Like, I just took that in.
No,
I
really
feel like
go
I'm a
get it.
rapper.
Yeah.
Do you still feel like that in your career? Like being on something like the morning show?
Yeah, and there's the opposite of sitting in the discomfort. When something is super successful,
go get it now.
What's the
Yeah.
version of sitting
Yeah.
in that?
I mean, I do have a bit of anxiety about it because fame is super uncomfortable. It just, in ways that I didn't think it was going to, it actually makes you a lot more vulnerable. And I don't love that feeling of vulnerability. I didn't expect that feeling of vulnerability. But no, I'm definitely like, let's go get it. Let's go get more. Let's go see how far we can go. And I also think that was my parents who sort of put that thing in me. You gotta, I don't have that let me grind it out mentality because you can be on that 24-hour grind and you can get a lot. Like you can get a lot, staying up late, doing all those things. But after a while, it really does take it out of you. So now my energy is really in the strategy. You know, who do I need to work with to do this? I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I trust that person in business. Let me go over
And you develop that strategy by yourself, or
Absolutely.
Is it not, you don't sit with people, you do it in your head?
In my mind, yeah. I spend a lot of time daydreaming. I take the time to deliberate. You know, I'm a Black woman, so for many reasons, I'm not even supposed to be here. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you really do have to be thoughtful and careful about it. My career, my goals are not about see me, right? My career, my goals are much deeper. There's a deeper purpose to what I want to do on this earth. And so for now, it's like, you know, how do I get it done? Who are the people I need to partner with? I think you go much farther with people than you go on your own. It's really about relationships for me. It's like, what stories do I want to tell? Like, who do I move out the way so I can do, you know what I mean? Where do I, you know what I mean?
It's funny, we were having a conversation earlier about, like, and I think it's one of the beautiful things about acting, of she's on this massive show, right? The morning show, incredible cast, Apple TV, all of those things. And she's on Forever, and she was saying the response she's gotten from Forever.
Crazy.
Huge. younger audience, all these things, and like you would have never predicted that. At least I would have never predicted that thing. Like you never know what's going to come out of a project or a role or whatnot. Like
You don't. You have no idea. And I think one of the reasons for me that character of that show is so important is because right before that, personally, I was going through a huge transition, and there was a lot of life force energy in me as a mother. And so I literally took that and put it into that character, and it just went like, it was so fascinating because I never had a character like that, didn't necessarily know how it was gonna land, but it has done so much, it's gone so much further. Like I was in a corner of Italy this past summer in Sardinia, and people were coming up, I love that. I was like,
Wow.
y'all got shows over here? Like what y'all, really, seriously? It was very interesting, it was very strange. And, but yeah, for me right now, it's really all about in this transition strategy.
And it's funny you say that because it's like when I think of strategy as a business person, you do it. For sure, some of it in your head, but then you work it out with a team. It's like that idea of like when you collaborate and go back to your own corner.
Well, I think that's also men. I think you guys have a great, but as women, like we have to think in a different kind of a way. Like, because a lot of me going out with my strategy is convincing people that I have a good, yeah, I have to literally say, no, I've already thought about that, it's this. No, I got that under control, he's got this, you know what I mean? Like as a woman, you really do have to come with everything, I think, because the perception is that maybe she don't know what she's talking about, you know what I mean? That kind of a thing. So I have to go to my team with a full,
thought out,
fully formed
Do you
thought.
do the version of the same thing, or are you doing it in your head by yourself? And also as a comedian, are you writing by yourself, or do you have a team, like a couple people that write with you?
Nah, but mostly, especially the stand-up, that's by myself.
You write the
But I
whole thing,
mean, if you're doing a show or something, you're coming up with a concept, like, you have a couple of people who, like-minded that you can bounce off of, that you'll do it, that you can come up with some great material with. But it is, you have to have a strategy. It's like, because they'll come to you, they'll say, all right, so what do you think? What are you trying to do? If you have everything fleshed out, then, they're the minions. They're the people that go and get the food, you know what I mean? So you got to tell them what you want in the order. So
But like,
you get exactly what you want.
But I think about being like, I love comedy, as I've already stated, but these days, like, there are many comedians I follow and watch who will never be on a TV show and never be in a movie because they're like, they make a lot of money, they don't give a that. They're like, they build audience other places. I think you even started on Vine, I think. But do you, as a both comedians, you looked at that sometimes and go like, because you've been on, obviously, the top TV show, been in movies. Do you sometimes, that's a very strategic thought I always think about for comedians. These days you go, I might be better off just doing my thing on social, like, because there are Instagram comedians who are massive, who I
YouTube,
follow,
for sure.
who will never do TV. They don't even think about auditioning or hiring an CA. They're doing it enough. Do you, like, strategically, do you ever look at that and go, am I thinking about this the right way?
I always, whatever I'm actively doing, I always want to, wherever I see myself in the most magnanimous way, I'm trying to live that out. So it doesn't matter what it is. I'll never be like, let me just go ahead and do this. I'd rather be like, let me do all of these things and let people see the talent, and let's see exactly where it hits. You know what I mean? The money part of it, I got money. You know what I'm saying? So that's not something, oh snap, I could do $100,000 doing this and I ain't got to worry about going and shooting this. But it's like, yeah, I don't want an OnlyFans.
You ever did?
What about you, Noel? Do you think about that?
Yeah, I think about
You understand what I'm
OnlyFans.
saying?
Yeah, I think about OnlyFans often.
He got OnlyFans right now.
Yeah.
Subscribe to that.
Yeah.
I love how y'all didn't see that coming. Like it was total, it was like a, go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, that's the part where I think this, like, my mentality about, like, it's just a job maybe works against me. Because I'm a little bit, I always compare it a little bit to, like a dragonfly. Like, supposedly dragonflies don't think, they just go. And, like, when they're hungry, they just blink and they've eaten already. So sometimes I'm like, my mindset's kind of dangerous because if something's working, I will just, like, I'll just start doing it, like, indiscriminately. And then if something else starts working, then my brain just starts, like, doing this. So when I hear this question, I laugh because sometimes I don't think I even have the self-restraint to strategize. I'm just so like, I will be up 24 hours doing everything like until I physically fall apart. I'm trying to be better about that now, but I think currently I have like slimmed it down, and I finally have like, I would say a strategy for myself. I think what works best.
What works best?
Yeah.
Jay, you said something I've been thinking about since you said it, of how maybe to this day, or at least at a moment in your career, you didn't want to be known as just the guy that does impressions.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? That to me is so interesting, because it's like, it would be like LeBron James saying he didn't want to be known as like a basketball player.
True.
Right? So it's the thing you're really, really good at,
It's a
maybe the
little
best
different
thing.
piece.
No, I understand. I'm just saying, like, you're so good at that, and to your point, you could just do that thing and make a living and be
Yeah.
great and do all
Yeah.
those things. How do you balance that in your brain, and like the things we're talking about, strategy of like,
Yeah, because you know you got to keep doing them.
Right.
It's your thing.
Right. I mean, thinking about this, thinking about how I'm going to answer this question, because, of course, when God said Jay Pharoah, he was like, all right, I'm going to give him this insane gift and talent that somehow does overshadow a lot of the other things because they're so good. But that's just for me, the struggle is just to stay hungry enough to show people the other things because they're there. They just get overshadowed. So it's like, okay, this video that somebody just put up of me doing, I don't know who, Cat Williams, 50 Cent, whatever, it's got 5 million hits on it. I just put a stand-up clip I thought was pretty good, and it only got about 50,000 hits on it. So it's like, okay, all right. This is hitting on this side, but I just want to keep working until the other thing hits, so I'll be known ubiquitously as somebody who can do everything.
I love that.
Because, I mean, listen, I look up to Eddie Murphy. I look up to Jamie Foxx. I look up to a Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, those guys that are able to not only comedically drive and be forces, but also in movies to make you feel, to give you that emotion, have the same thing. And this is not me saying it, this is what I've been told, this is what I feel as well. Even Charlie Murphy, Eddie Murphy's brother. Yo, man, you got the same chops my brother got, man. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying, man? You got the same chops, man, and I know, because I know that personally, man.
Charlie right there, do that right there. I swear to God.
So, Charlie, what you just did, Charlie, that's how he is without the cameras, right?
Without the cameras,
When we see the
absolutely.
interviews, that's just him, right?
That's just him. Like he's
really
unapologetically himself everywhere. But
Being multifaceted, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel? Let's say you was a rapper first, right?
absolutely.
How do you feel your comic taking off and not the rap? Being that you was a rapper first.
I mean, I didn't get good at rap until I was 18, so it was 5 years there that I was like, oh, this trash. But you know, it was whatever would hit. It wasn't like oh man, my rap's not hitting, my comedy's hitting. It's like, okay, this is hitting, let me go ahead and pursue this further.
Right.
Because like I said again, the talent is there, it's just timing. It's just people
So you was just throwing everything against the wall, whatever stuck.
seeing
Let's
whatever
go.
sticks. Yeah, man. I mean,
Nice.
hey, I started acting when I started doing stage when I was 8. So you know, I wanted to go that.
Your family put you into it?
Absolutely. When they saw me as
In the house.
I was an ADD kid who was always getting in a little trouble and all that. So they just wanted to find something that I could focus on,
put the
energy to. And when they saw I was pretty good at that, they were like, well, we're gonna keep taking him to those, and we're gonna keep encouraging that because we don't want him to end up on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it was just that. It was just that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Gelo, when you think about, obviously you're extremely multifaceted. If you had the opportunity now, like NBA team called tomorrow, would you drop music and go play in the NBA right now?
let's go get these buckets, Gelo. Let's get these buckets, baby.
Only if it was with one of my brothers.
That's it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you stay a musician.
If it was like I go to my own team and then get lost in the shuffle somewhere, I gotta play under somebody's, I'm not doing
I'm
that.
gonna swear, sign that contract. Whoa,
If I play with one of
whoa.
my brothers, we in that jank.
You're a musician, so you're actually a musician now, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Wait. Did you just say jank?
Huh?
You just said jank?
Jank.
Oh, I thought you said jank.
Like-
That's a Virginia thing, man. I thought I said,
No,
wait
we
a
say
second.
janky.
What that
You said
mean?
jank what?
Janky everywhere.
Not
Janky is like
jank.
like
Nah,
that's kind of like
the
faulty.
jank is
That's
just like
false.
It's like
Bush.
it's like a John.
Yeah.
It's like Philly John. Person plays the
Oh,
thing,
no,
like-
that's not how we say
that's
jank.
not how we say
Oh.
janky.
I'm from LA,
Jank is
so-
like bad luck.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Break it down.
You got the
Janky.
jank.
Jank. I said jank. I'm sorry.
Janky is he's all bad.
Yeah, okay.
He's all
Me
he
saying
janky.
I don't
There's
know, I
bad
just
luck, like
when
somebody-
that's
Yeah,
my
Like
yeah.
Camden.
That's a janky table. Yeah.
Well, it makes sense if you think about, not the jank, if you think about what Gelo's saying of like, to roll the dice and play for another coach that hopefully
May or
has
may
a
not
vision for
play.
him. He is the coach and the GM
Yes.
and the team owner right now in his music
Yeah,
career.
music.
Are you having fun in your music career?
Yeah, for sure. Cause I control everything for real. I work at my own pace. I do it on my own. So, and they just help.
How is doing a show like playing in a game? Is it similar?
Nah, show more fun. I say music more fun.
Really?
In the game, I'm trying to kill something, man. I got like a killer mindset. My pop showed me like a young age. He like, keep going. We be up 40. He like, be up by 60 and you ain't good enough type.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you that about your pops too.
I
Like
used to be
being
on
a
that.
kid, having a dad like that, going around other kids, like how did they make you feel having a dad like that and they didn't? You know what I mean?
I didn't think like, oh, they don't got their pop. I thought from like my own head, like I was aware that I was way more advanced than my peers.
Right.
Like in every class since kindergarten, since preschool, way faster, jump way higher, just think different. Like all my way more advanced. So I don't know. It was hard to like really get. I ain't have too many friends type. Like one or two that I rock with.
Your brothers
Like,
are the same too?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Jello, you don't need me to executive produce your next album, but it would be criminal if LeVar isn't on a skit or two.
Criminal. He get right. I just gotta call him.
Oh,
Like,
my
I do
God.
that, yo. You know?
That's a good idea, Rashid.
Yeah.
And just let him go.
Let him get a little intro of the song.
Oh
in.
my God, just let him do what he
That would
does.
be-
Oh my God.
Yeah, that'll be hard.
By the way, so we had Matt Friend on an episode a couple of weeks ago, and he was like, "Yo, I'm the best." He's like, "I dominate white impersonations," and Jay,
Unsolicited, he said you.
unsolicited, he's like, "Jay dominates black." But now we know you do white people too.
Yeah, he was, yes. What's up? Hi, Matt. Lovely messages from Mr. Maverick. I'm very proud of him with the podcast he has with Bill Maher. A lot of messages I got back when he was at NYU. You know, a lot of watching of impressions I saw. But he told me a couple of weeks people called him the white Jay Pharoah. I was oh, that's cool. I was like, people just call me Jay Pharoah.
You do it like Jay-Z, right?
Oh, you the other one, huh?
No, but I feel like Matt is doing a great job. He's doing a great job, but absolutely, I do the white people. I have the whites, a lot of whites, but the blacks absolutely love me. They really do.
Oh my actually the best.
Yo, down to
that's
the
really good.
gestures.
That is
Down
the
to
best
gestures.
It's just,
impression I have heard.
thank you.
I saw you do the craziest Denzel impersonation.
You know what's so funny? She was talking about Denzel the whole time, and I didn't chime in, but I wanted to say something the whole time she was talking. I was like, you know what? It's all about staying in there. You gotta suffer, right? You gotta sit in there and suffer. That's the problem. This generation, they don't know about suffering. They don't suffer. They don't have it inside. They don't get it inside. You know what? They get it from YouTube and Instagram, huh? And that's exactly what happens. You know, if you get it from the mud, understand you ain't a mudling. You get it from the mud, you a mud baby. You understand?
Look, I promise.